Hey viewers, welcome to Chunner Checks It Out. My name's Chunner, and in this video, I'm going to be watching Anohana episode 10. They started helping the fireworks worker get the supplies and things ready, and so they started helping the fireworks worker get the supplies and things ready. And we also saw some interactions with Menma and some of the group. We also saw it looks like a possibility that Menma might disappear if she touches the water where she drowned at. I wasn't quite sure on that. And we also got some interactions with some of the characters now. And that got me thinking of who might end up with who potentially in the last few episodes going forward. I think this is the only season, so I'm not sure if we're going to see a continuation of that. But just to see where the relations of each of the characters end up with. I also feel like we haven't heard a lot about what happened to Tsuruko in the past, as well as Popo. So I'm really wondering if we're going to get that. We're coming down to the last few episodes, so I'm also wondering what actually happened to Menma on that day, and if we're going to go into that in this episode, or if it's going to be the last episode, which is the next one, episode 11. Potentially, they could talk about it towards the end of this episode and then have a fallout of the last episode, or they could just save it all the way to the end. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. Either way, I'm sure I'm going to be very sad as it is coming down to the end, and I'm sure the story is just going to be heartbreaking. So, yo, let's check it out. It's not Yukiatsu running this time, it's Jinta.
明日だ。
明日です。
やっと戻ってきても学校にも行かないでゴロゴロゴロゴロゴロゴロ。
うるさいな、もう自分でやるから出てってよ。
はい。あ、雪圧。
ポッポが今夜決起集会開くってさ。どうする？
わかんないよ。松雪くんのこと自分だけが知ってる顔しちゃってさ。趣味は女装。女装？
おい。
Are we gonna learn about you, Tsuruko?
お前、あれ言いふらすのはなしだろ。さすがに俺も。
Tissue paper flowers.
おい、お前が主役なのに何自分で作業してんだよ。
だって楽しいもん。
お、うまいじゃんメンマ。俺、クラスじゃみそつかすだったじゃん。バカやって気引くしかなくてさ。でもジンタンたちは仲間に入れてくれて。
Popo, are we gonna learn about you
結
this
局はみんな
episode?
のこと見てるだけしかできなかったけど。見てるだけしか。
行くわけないでしょ。どこまで人をバカにすれば気が済むの？
Miss Meko doesn't want to go.
俺行くよ。どうしてなのよ、サー君。
おい、落ち着け。
They're allowed to make up their own
俺の身
decisions.
長何センチか知ってる？すげえ伸びたんだ、この1年で。
それでいいんだ。ただ一緒に寂しいと思う。お前とサトシと俺と3人で一緒に。
This episode is already making me sad.
メンマがいなくなったら私はジンタンと一番仲良くできるって。メンマが本当にいなくなったらジンタンとの距離は広がるばっかりで。安城さんと一緒。
え？ああ、そうだけど。
弱虫。
Yoamushi? You know, I get that they're high school kids, and I feel like sometimes you just don't know what to say at certain points in time. It's so strange. It's not strange, I guess. You know, people are people, and that's how certain people act. You don't know how to act, especially when you're in high school, and even adults. It's hard to interact with people. For Tsuruko, who likes Yukiatsu, and then she sees Yukiatsu spending all this time with Naruko, so Tsuruko's feeling upset that Yukiatsu isn't spending time with Tsuruko because Yukiatsu wanted to just kind of use Tsuruko to go buy Menma's clothing, and Tsuruko was okay, like, sure, I'm gonna do that just because I like you. And she's trying to get him out of this rut, and I feel like Yukiatsu is just not returning the favor to Sudoku. And, that's just maybe that's their personalities and things like that. But Sudoku could have just potentially have said that when they were just together a few hours ago, but Sudoku couldn't hold in her emotions and was crying and didn't know what to do. And then now, instead of telling him face to face, Sudoku calls him on the phone. I'm not gonna say it's definitely a difficult situation, but the best thing to do is not call somebody on the phone to kind of evade what you're ultimately wanting to talk about. And you should talk to that person face to face. And you want to talk to that person face to face. But of course, she doesn't want to ruin the relationship or the potential relationship that Sudoku had with Yukiatsu in the first place. So I feel like Sudoku feels like she's kind of stuck, and Yukiatsu seems to be a pretty smart guy, but he doesn't see that he's hurting Sudoku by not even acknowledging Sudoku at all, really. Even by just saying, hey, I like you, but I like Menma more, and I just don't feel that way about you. Or maybe he does, and he just doesn't realize it.
頼みがある。ああ、お前じゃなきゃできないことだ。アナル。
なんで来ないんだよ、あいつら。いいよ、
明日会えるんだし。
え、おい、パッパ。
お疲れ。
鶴子。
パーティー。
俺信じてたぜ、おい。お、これめっちゃ好きなんだよ。はい。では主役のメンマさん、前へどうぞ。メンマさんの挨拶でした。
決起集会なんだろ。せっかくだからなんかやろうぜ。そうだな。もう一回あの日やるとかさ。
What? Why would you do that? Why would you even bring that up? You want to reenact the day that Menma died? That's just kind of, I feel like a dick move there, Yukiatsu. I still don't, I don't know. I don't know. What are you thinking, honestly? I mean, I guess Yukiatsu wants to get back at Jinta because Menma showed up to Jinta instead of Yukiatsu, and Yukiatsu feels left out. It's all just kind of a relationship triangle here that this person likes that person likes this person, but this person doesn't like that person because that person likes this person.
ユキアツ。
ふざけるなよ。そんなことして何が。
アナル。
ジンタンってさ。
やめろ。
メンマのこと好きなんでしょ。
言えよ。メンマもここにいるんだろ。はっきり言えよ。
いいえ。いいえ。いいえ。いいえ。
ちょっとこんなそこまでやるなんて。
いいえ。いいえ。いいえ。好きだ。俺はメンマが。
That was pretty obvious that he liked Menma. Why? I don't know. That was also a strange situation.
メンマは声もなく、ただポロポロと泣いていた。
いい加減泣き止みなさいよ。みっともない。
どうせみっともないもん。
あれ、雪圧の入れ知恵でしょ。やっぱやめようよ。だって分かってるじゃない。あの日の答えなんて。
メンマが成仏してもはっきりしないで迷ったままずっといないはずのメンマに負け続けて、それでいいのかよ、お前。
鶴子には分かんないよ。好きな人に永遠に。
Sudoku knows exactly how that feels because that's how she feels about Yukiatsu.
振り向いてもらえない気持ちなんて。
わかるわよ。私は雪圧が好きだから。でも雪圧は私を選ぶことは絶対にない。メンマが成仏してもその代わりは。
ジンタンが好きだもん。代わりなんていないんだもん。
Menma was crying, but now she's fine now.
ごめんな、ジンタン。あんな林立てるようなことして。
I feel like Popo likes Menma as well, maybe. But Popo, I feel like, also had a really good relationship with Naruko when they were, I think that was in episode 2 or 3 when they were doing the Nokemon. And they were looking for the video games and stuff. I feel like their relationship of Popo and Naruko was pretty good. Yeah, what is your story, Popo?
で、
さっきの本当？
え、本当だよ。
メンマもジンタン好き。わかってるよ。お嫁さんにしたいの好きでしょ？メンマ、ジンタンのお嫁さんになったのかな？
成仏しなくたってこのままここにいればいいじゃないか。
ジンタン。
Well, you did say it, but why don't you, if Menma had to make that decision, why would you stay? I mean, people are crazy, but why would you stay when somebody just can't flat out tell you straight to your face, yeah, I like you? I mean, if he can't say that to somebody who's already dead, then yeah, why would the dead person stay with you? You're dead. She's dead.
成仏しますよ。あのね、生まれ変わりだよ。成仏しなかったらね、それできないもん。
なあ、メンマ、お前。答えなんて分かってる。
俺はメンマが
分かりきってるのに。
俺だけじゃダメなのかよ、メンマ。
Well, you can't barely even say that you like her to begin with. When you don't even have dedication to somebody that you like and you can't say that you like them, why would they like you and stay with you when they could go to heaven?
生まれ変わり？
お花の赤ちゃんだったりするかも。だから全然寂しくないの。
Is that why Menma liked Ginta's mom?
おばさん、もうちょっと待って。みんなが花火してくれるから、もうちょっと。
Oh, is she disappearing already? Was she just coming back to free Jinta from his depression?
おばさん、もうちょっと待って。みんなが花火してくれるから、もうちょっと。
So maybe she never actually even had a wish. It's just her wish was really for Jinta to get out of bed and start doing stuff.
じゃあまずしょいものの取り付けからだな。
Sudoko's running.
かわいい。つる子、ちっちゃい頃みたい。何それ？気分転換。
ん？
こんにちは。
Ah, Saku.
あれ、
どうかした？
いやなんか嗅いだことあるような匂いがして。
さっくん呼んでくれたのってジンタン？
ああ、本当に終わりなんだな。
せーの。よいしょ。やどみ。きっと喜ぶな、メンマ。
ああ、今なら止められる。
さあ、あとは打ち上げだ。
すっげえ楽しかった。ありがとな。いろいろ。
ポッポ。
Weren't they going to attach their wishes to the fireworks? Did they do that already?
いいのか。今なら止められる。待っ。
Oh, of course the parents. Sakun's parents are there. That's how Saku got.
なあ、まだいるのか。
消えなくてよかったって。
We got a little bit more backstory about Menma's family, actually. And it was a really nice moment when you can see Sakun talking to Miss Honma and saying that, hey, yeah, this is a very sad event that Menma has passed away, but I'm still here. Mr. Honma is still here. and you still have a family, and you need to realize what's happening in the present and move on from the past. I feel like that's what a lot of this story is that people are kind of stuck in the past and they need to move on and face the future. And it's the same with relationships with Jinta. Obviously, Menma is gone, but he still wants to cling on to that relationship that he had in the past. And that is healthy to remember your past, but also move on to the future. It was also nice at the end when Sakun came to help with the rocket and the launching of the rocket and setting up of the rocket. And that was a really nice moment to see Mr. and Mrs. Honma in the car, of course, who probably dropped off Sakun to help out. But they were there for the fireworks and to send Menma off. But of course, Menma was still around even after they shot the fireworks. I feel like Menma is just going to naturally move on as Jinta is now no longer wallowing in sorrow, just being a shut-in, staying at home. And I felt like that was going to be a more emotional episode than it was. So I'm assuming this last episode is just going to hit really hard. And I'm thinking that we're just not going to learn about Popo and Sudoko's backstory. Maybe they'll cover that in episode 11, but I feel like episode 11 is just going to be a little bit of why Menma is still here, and then actually just figuring out what happened on that day. And I feel like none of that is going to have any part to do with Popo and Sudoko's backstory of what happened during that time. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.